We are getting an absolutely top-tier ancient summoning banner tomorrow. It is for PRATEUS, one of the strongest legendary lords in the entire game, and for Sithra, easily one of the strongest ancient exclusive legendary heroes in the entire game. And that all being said, this banner is not for everyone. Some people should not be summoning on this banner regardless of how insanely strong it is, so we have a lot to unpack in this video. I'm going to do my best to keep it to 10 minutes or less. I'm going to give myself 15 minutes max. It's Friday night. I want you guys to not be stuck watching a stupid Fastidious video for more than 10 or 15 minutes. So let's get into it. Should you summon? How the heck are you guys? If you're not yet subscribed, do it. Thank you. Please subscribe, like the video. TLDR, if you don't have Ingrid A3 and or if you don't have Valara, you just can't summon on this banner. That's just where I stand right now in Watcher of Realms with this kind of stuff. I would rate PRATEUS as the third best legendary lord in the game. That's right, officially I'm ranking Ezrith as the second best legendary lord. If you're interested in my complete tier list and rankings, I have a bunch of stuff coming out over the next, call it 2.5 weeks. The website is finally ready. Buckle up, it's gonna be good. But I'd still rank PRATEUS as the number 3 legendary lord in the game. He is god tier for progression, maybe second only to A3 Ingrid, probably better than A2, A1, or A0 Ingrid. And then for PvP, he's the best PvP lord in the game. Until we get another legendary arbiter lord, arbiters are so relevant for player versus player content that him being the legendary lord for it is just game-changing, right? And then Sithra, let's actually try to math this out. Let's keep it loose today. It's a Friday night, guys. Where would I rank Sithra? Obviously, Valara is the best ancient exclusive legendary in the game. Quickly, though, a word from today's sponsor. It is a brand new RPG called Moto Immortal. And I want to give a huge thank you to Moto Immortal for sponsoring today's video. This game is a dark and elegant mythic RPG built around gods, tarot divination, and constellation powers. In Moto Immortal, you collect gods and goddesses from both Eastern and Western mythology. You build strategic teams and unlock new abilities as you progress through the world. One unique feature is the AI deity interaction system. You can ask questions and receive personalized divination responses that tie directly into your progress. If you're interested, you can start playing right now. Just download the game using my link in the description in the top pinned comment, or scan the QR code on your screen and you're good to go. As a special bonus, by using my link, you will get a free starter pack to kick off the game that is worth more than $50. So, combat in Moto Immortal focuses on team synergy and timing. You will purify corrupted deities and take on massive bosses through a strategic, card-based battle system. There is also idle progression that continues even when you're offline. Plus, this game has roguelike challenge modes that are going to push your strategic team building and the depth of your decision making. Tarot divination and constellation systems add extra layers of customization and unique debuffs as you unlock more of the game's content. Now, this is important. You will immediately unlock Ares. Ares is the horned black and gold warrior goddess, and she represents courage and forward momentum. You will also meet Isis. She is the crowned goddess who holds a divine bow and scepter. Isis is a top-tier PvE archer with amazing ranged damage. And then there is Freya. Freya is the floral goddess in green, and she is a radiant support unit that is available through the first recharge. When you pre-register, you're going to help unlock community rewards, which include things like gems, upgrade materials, and premium chests. Their Discord events also include chances to win real prizes, like an iPhone 17 Pro Max, a Switch 2, a PlayStation 5, and a lot more. So, download the game right now. Remember, if you use my link, you're going to get that free $50 starter pack. You'll find the link in the description in the top pinned comment, or just scan the QR code on your screen right now. So you will have the $50 starter pack, you're going to get Ares, plus all the new player rewards. And once again, a huge thank you to Moto Immortal for sponsoring today's video. Who are the contenders after that? I'm not counting Alex, obviously, because you can't summon for her. I think we're going to go Khadgrim. He's the only contender, in my opinion, from the Arbiters. And then if we go over to the Chaos Dominion, obviously we have Ardia. You could make an argument for Dirtsa, wherever he is. You could make an argument for Carnelian. Right there, you can see the only chaotic unit besides Gone that I'm missing is Dirtsa, of course. But I think definitively I'd put Sithra top 3. I actually think I'd rate her slightly above Ardia, but it really depends on where you're at in the game and what you're focusing on. I think I probably would go Valara, clear number 1. For me, Sithra number 2, actually. Then I would go Ardia. Then it would probably have to be these two. I don't know exactly the order I would pick. I totally forgot about Khadgrim as I'm talking. We're working this out live, baby. Khadgrim would go... Maybe I'd do Khadgrim number 2. I don't know if he's as needed, though, as he's the best. But no, I'd probably put Khadgrim 4. Yeah, I think I would go Valara, Sithra, Ardia. Ardia and Sithra kind of like 2A, 2B, or really 3A, 3B, because I think you should have a gap between Valara. Maybe we'll put that into a video. And then probably Khadgrim, and then maybe 5A, 5B with these two. Maybe I would probably give Carnelian the edge. So probably 5, 6. So there you go. You got my top 6. She's phenomenal. Sithra's phenomenal, but she's not Valara. And like I said, it probably goes Valara number 1, no number 2, because Valara shouldn't be adjacent to anyone. She's that much better than every single other option. Then Ardia and Sithra, like tied for that next spot. You can make the decision as you see fit based on your priorities in this game. So if you don't have Valara, and then if you don't have Ingrid, who, in my opinion, Ingrid is still the best hero in the game. Yes, you eventually need a 3, blah, 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 but you can achieve those things over time when you're targeting the best hero in the game, and I don't see that changing anytime soon. So if you don't have those, I just think a banner like this is a non-starter. That being said, if you do, this banner's about as good as it's going to get. It depends on what you're prioritizing on your account. Like, would an Ezerith Khadgrim banner be more exciting? Depends on you, I think. It depends on what you need and your priorities and what you already have. But because if you don't have PRATEUS, you don't have a legendary Arbiter Lord, I think you kind of have to go for him. Now, let's pull the curtain back fully. I'm not going for this banner, and I really could benefit from this banner. I don't have PRATEUS. But that's because in the dev roadmap, they said we're getting a new Arbiter Lord and a new Chaotic Lord. And if there's one thing I think you guys already know about your boy Fastidious, I am patient as all hell. I've been sitting on this Hex dupe to make him A5 for almost a year now. I've just been waiting to be inspired by a video idea when I feel motivated and ready. I sat on 4 copies. I sat on a copy of Kagiri for over half a year, and then I sat on 4 more copies for over a month, I think it was, weeks at least. I've been sitting on Wukong 2 copies for 3 months now. I've been sitting on a 5th Arrogance dupe for A5 for, I think we just passed 14 or 15 months. Now, I'm flexing by saying, I'm flexing how big of a fool I am. I'm the ultimate hoarder. But that just comes from me trying to play the game as patiently as possible. I know I'll never be the best player, so I want to have everything super optimized. Sometimes it hurts me, right? If I just went ahead and A5'd my Wukong, I would have had my 60k Abyss done a month or 2 earlier than when I did have it done. But I've got content creator brain and my priorities are different. But I mention all this patience to say, I don't care as much about PRATEUS if they said a new Arbiter Lord's coming. Now, PRATEUS is really good, but if he wasn't the only legendary Lord from the Arbiters, would he be that good? For progression, he would. For the endgame, he wouldn't. So many of the top arena teams use PRATEUS, but he's effectively just there as a figurehead. He's like the Queen of England of the Arbiters. I guess it's the King of England now, but you know what I'm saying, right? He's Queen Elizabeth II in my mind, and they look the same too, same body. If you go over here to the top teams of last week, let's see. Here's a PRATEUS-led team. What do you think's the deployment pattern on this AoE team? You think there's any chance PRATEUS isn't dead freaking last? Of course not. They're going to open with like a Valara into a Diao Chan, then probably an Ireless into an Ingrid into a PRATEUS. Maybe they mix it up and they get the Ingrid out slightly earlier. There's no shot Waxpaw, the boy Waxpaw over here, ever is doing PRATEUS at any placement opportunity besides 5th. Yes, you can actually be using him if he's not placed because he's got the special hammer. He's got the PRATEUS button. But I just don't find him to be the most deployable unit at all. Guaranteed he's the last deploy here for this Chinese name that I'm not even going to pretend I have any shot at pronouncing. Last deploy. It just goes on and on. You know, he's very, very good, I'd say, in GVG defense, even as a hero. He's not what he used to be. He's not like a clear, like, how am I going to get by this PRATEUS? He's still really good. He's very deployable in GVG, not just because he have to, but because he's very good. But he's not A3 plus Ingrid. He's not Valara. He's not even Khadgrim right now. Different kind of story. But I just think the next Arbiter Lord, we've been waiting for so long. PRATEUS came out in, I believe it was the beginning or middle of November 2023 with that first batch of Ancient exclusive units that we got. Originally, if you don't know, we didn't have Ancient exclusive units. The first 2 or 3 months after global launch with Ancients, you'd be like, oh, Morrigan, King Hearts. You know, Twin Fiend was highly coveted back then. The game has changed a lot. So that first batch, PRATEUS came out. They've never introduced another Arbiter Lord. If you contrast that with the Chaos Dominion, right? We got Valderon. He showed up, I think, in May 2024. It was like beginning of 2024 on this Forerunner server. But on global server, I think it was April or May. We waited for a long time, maybe even June. Highly, highly anticipated unit. It was heading up towards the first anniversary that we got him. Vladov actually came out after that initial thing, right? He came out after, or maybe he came out originally, but they did a special shard summoning event for him. The only thing we got with the arbiters was a good while later, we got an epic. Originally, there wasn't even an epic lord. Then we got Elysia, which was very cool. But no second legendary lord. It's the only faction that only has one legendary lord. Most of the factions now actually have 3, right? Maybe not most, but we got 2, 3 here, 2, probably a 3rd coming soon, 3. We guaranteed the next lord for normal lords is going to be an infernal lord. They said that. I would think soon, I would think this year we'll get a 3rd Piercer Lord. We have 3 in Esotericist. Confirmed 3rd is coming in Chaos. And there's just the one PRATEUS. Now they did confirm the 2nd's coming. So for me, I'm like, whether it's the next anniversary or next Christmas, whatever, I'm going to say I pull enough Ancients that maybe I'll accidentally pull PRATEUS. I'm really, really interested to see who that actual new legendary lord of the Arbiters is going to be. Also, they said they have a bunch of new lords planned. They directly teased Q1, like this coming period. Maybe it'll end up being Q1 or Q2, but the first half of 2026, we're getting that new Infernal Lord. And I know the new highlight team, the way they say there's a team, like the shield team with the Northerners, or the summoner team with the cultists, or the poison team with a lot of the esotericists. The new team that they're designing content around that they want to promote and make a bunch of money off of, so hopefully they're going to be really good. And by hopefully, I mean, of course they are. They're building a bunch of stuff around them. That's going to be the new Infernal team. So maybe it's a burn team, or maybe there's a new special effect that only this new Lord has. So I just want to save my Ancients. If I didn't have Sithra, this would be the ultimate no-brainer, so let's transition to her. If you have Valara, even A0, I think time to go for Sithra. I mean, look at that tush. No, I'm just kidding. She's phenomenal. She's capable of so much. She's so good in Malric. She's so good in Gear Aid 3. She's so good in single target arena, completely and utterly meta there. Even very, very good in anti-air arena. I think she is tremendous. She's about interesting a design of a hero we have in this game. I mean, I think this is doing it for a lot of people. And I just think, and she's so good. She's the 2nd or 3rd best. Certainly the 2nd or 3rd best DPS of the Ancient exclusives. One of the best DPS in the entire game, period. One of the most unique DPS. And in my opinion, she's just the 2nd best Ancient exclusive non-Lord from the Arbiters and the chaotic units that you can pull. I would rate Lady Alex ahead of her. But actually, kind of depends on the content. But probably still would give Alex the edge. Pretty phenomenal. And maybe Sithra's going to be even better because we know that a new Chaotic Lord is coming. Also, with the most recent buff, I'll be covering this in tomorrow's video, Valderon and Gon just got buffed. Their Lord skills just got buffed. So there's just a lot of stuff going on in her favor. That being said, I do think the game's currently at a point where you should wait to see what the new big thing is. Or if you don't have Ingrid or Valara, you have to wait for them. Now, there's a huge caveat that I need to start putting in all of my Ancient videos, and I'm going to start doing it with this one. I've mentioned it at points. I mention it all the time on stream. I mention it in the comments a lot. I try to answer as many comments as I can, but it needs to be said, and this is where I want to end things. If your account is young, you just summon, okay? Like, if your account is a month or 2 old, you summon on all of the Ancient banners. You need a Lord for every faction. If you're missing any epic Lords, if that's the age of your account, you just summon your Ancient summons. Unless we know something's coming. Like, unless you know Ingrid's coming in 2 weeks or something, right? Or you know some new Lord's coming in 3 weeks, which you really never will. If your account's that young, just summon. I see people saying, hey, I'm on week 7. Then summon, dude. You probably don't even have Aeon and Abizu, right? So that is a very key thing. When you're a little further on, then you can start making decisions. But I'd say up until like the middle part of the late game to the late part of the late game to the end game, if you see someone this good or this good and you don't have them, you go for them. That being said, if you had PRATEUS, I still think there's no non-Lord not named Valara that you should target on a banner if you're a normal player. So when I say normal, I mean you're not hyper-focused on PvP and/or you're not a major spender. And/or, apparently a great show. I should go watch it. A lot of people have been telling me that. As good as Sithra is, I just don't think you target for a unit like that. If you're a huge spender, of course you do. If you don't have her, she's just so valuable. If you're a really huge spender and really competitive in PvP, I mean, these Awakenings are really good. The A1 is going to help you in win arena matches you would have lost. This A3 is very powerful. And then by the time you get to A5, it's just ridiculous. Any normal player, it's just like, you got her, you're good. And if you got PRATEUS, you don't engage with the non-Lord. I think any non-Lord that isn't named Valara is a bonus, depending on the kind of player you are. Hyper-focused on PvP, you see a Sithra, you see a Cadgram, you see something like that, you go for it. I think a lot of people, PvE-wise and PvP-wise, could argue for Ardia, but in my opinion, that's not how you should approach the game. So there you go. Should you summon? Maybe. Will I summon? No. If you have a specific situation you don't think I covered in this video, let me know in the comment section below and I will get to that. Thank you so much. I've been Fastidious. Share with your mother. Please do subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you real soon. Bye.
Fastidious.